So right now I'm changing out this brake chamber, and the first thing I'm gonna do is show you how to cage the brake. This is a brake chamber right here, and this is the key that you use to cage the brake. And this key come in the side of the brake chamber, look like this. You go straight through. This is the key holder right here. Just screw this nut off and it come off. I'm trying to do it while I hold the phone because my camera went dead. I thought I charged it last night, but it didn't charge. So that's why I'm gonna have to use my phone. So what I want to do is take this nut and this washer off. And once you get the nut and the washer off, this right here protect it so water and stuff don't go down in there. You want to do is move that out the way, and you put the key down in there. You see, you have two different ends on it. One end look like a T or a cross, the other end just have threads on it. So you push the end that look like a T down in there and turn it till you feel it lock in. Once it's locked in, you can't pull it out. So once I get it locked in, okay, it's locked in right there. What you want to do is put the washer on there first, and then you're going to put the nut on there and tighten it down. So I'll get back to you. Okay, so I got it tightened down in there, and that's a 19 millimeter. That's how you cage the brake. So if you have a brake chamber leaking and you lock the wheel up, you could cage your brake like that. You could disconnect the air line off this brake right here, and you'll be able to roll to get to a safe place or to get off the side of the road if you're stuck on the road. Okay, these air lines right here, you know, this one come with a swivel, so it's easy to take this one off. And when you're gonna work on your any type of air system, always bleed the air down out the tanks. That way there's no air in the system. So right now there's no air going to these lines, so it's safe to take them off. Always bleed the air out the system when you're going to work on it. And with this type of work, you're going to be laying on the ground. Like, I always spread cardboard or a piece of plastic or something on the ground and lay on that. This is not a clean job. You're going to get dirty. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these two lines off. I got two pins down here. I'm going to take these two pins off, and then I take these two nuts off, one right here and one right here, and that's how you take off your brake chamber. I'm going to show you what I was talking about with the swivel. You'll notice with this one, when I turn it, just this part that I'm turning turn, the whole line don't turn, but the other one don't come off like that. The other one, when you turn this, the whole line turn. I don't know why they didn't make both of them like that, because it'd be a lot easier to replace. More than likely what I'm going to have to do with this one is take this off, and then the other line, I take that off after I take off the brake chamber. I already have it loosened up, so I just need to keep turning it to get it off. But this is the easiest one to come off because I have a swivel. So I just go ahead and take this one off. So that's all there is to it, man. Replacing your brake chamber is a fairly easy job. You shouldn't be going to a shop to get a brake chamber replaced. Man, I hate when my other camera dead, because it's a hassle trying to hold this camera and do this at the same time. What I'm trying to do now is just take out these pins right here. It's just 2 cotter pins, so you just straighten them a little bit and pull them out the hole, and then you take out this pin right here, and then you take out this pin right here. So once I get those out, I'll get back to it. So now I have the 2 cotter pin out, so you just pull these pins out right here. It's that easy, man. Then you got another one. You just pull on it like that and pull it out. When you go put it in, you just pull it back in the same way. Both of them different size, so one big and one small. You can't miss how they go back in, because the big one not going to fit in the small slot, and the small one not going to fit in the big slot. And now the next thing I'm going to do is take off these 2 nuts right here. Once you take that off, the brake chamber is off. And for the bottom one, you could use the impact. It'll get to the bottom one. But the top one is not going to get to the top one. So at the top, and these sizes are 15-16. So at the top, you just put a 15-16 wrench on it. And that's how you got to take the top one off. Hey. And if you can't break it with 1 wrench, you might have to double the wrench up. Give you some more leverage on it. And when I say double the wrench up, this is what I mean. You put 2 wrenches together, that'll give you more leverage on it if you don't have a long extension. And just got the nut loose, so now all you gotta do is just keep turning it till you take it off. This one take a little time, because you can't get a socket in there, you can't get the impact in there, so you just gotta keep doing it with the wrench until you get it off. That's your brake chamber right there. I got the old one off. That's the new one that I'm going to put on there. Now when you take these brake chamber off, you gotta inspect them. You gotta inspect them and see what do you need from the old one to go on the new one. If you notice, this new one don't have these 2 fittings on there. So what you have to do is take these fittings off and put them on the new one. And when you do that, you gotta set them back at the right angle. That way the lines, when they screw in there, they're screwing there at the right angle that they're supposed to be at. And to take this out, I'm trying to find somewhere to put the camera so it'll be easy to see it. To take this out, all you gotta do is take this off. Nothing to it. screw it in the new one and try have it at the same angle as the old. And just get back in the same general area as the angle it was on the old one. So that's about where it was at right there. Now I got everything back on it from the old one to the new one. So all I'm going to do now is just put this one back up there. And it's just the reverse of taking out the old one to put in the new one. And the most tedious part of this job is, like I was telling you about, this swivel right here. If there was a shop close by to me, or if I had a car to drive to the shop, I would go and get a swivel put on the end of this one. That way it'll be easier. But I don't have access to go to a shop right now. So the way you're gonna have to do this to put it back on, you're going to have to lift up the brake chamber, hold the brake chamber in one hand, start the thread on it, and turn the brake chamber while this tightening up. And that's how you're going to have to do it to put this one in. This one is not a problem because there's swivel on it. It's just this one. And you want to do that before you mount the brake chamber up to the bracket right here. Okay, if you mount it to the bracket right here and try to do it, this gonna keep turning. If this was a short hose, I would just take it off at the other end and put it in here first, and then put on back the other end. But this not a short hose. It looks like it go all the way back to the back brake chamber. So I don't want to take it off on that side, so I'll just do this. And you might have to take a rest. If you want to take a rest, man, just hold the brake chamber up there. Okay, you can't let it hang down. You're gonna have to hold it up there, give your hand a rest, and then get back to it. But you gotta hold the brake chamber up in the air and turn it. Turn the brake chamber while you're tightening up that hose to it, because they don't have a swivel on the end of that hose.